Ukrainian armored vehicle plows through Russian minefield. Australia's Bushmaster, right? Breaking news. We have the first footage of a North Korean soldier wounded from a Ukrainian drone attack. He claims that North Korean soldiers have been deceived by the Russians and sent into a meat grinder. This is heavy stuff.
그래서 저희가 기술들만 구축하는 할 것이고 실제로 전체는 창력을 할 것을 거절했습니다. 하지만 저희가 끌어서 무작정 공격전에 참가하도록 강요했습니다. 이게 러시아 얘기들은 공격전에 아무런 정찰도 하지 않고 저에게 원상 무기도 주지 않았습니다. 기업부대가 공격을 시작하자 우크라이나 군이 강한 화살과 저를 당했습니다. 우리 내 인원이 40명이었는데 제 친구들인 흑철과 경영을 비롯해서 모두 전사했습니다. 흑철에는 하편에 머리가 잘렸고 저는 전사들의 시체에 대해서 살아남을 수 있습니다. 제 할아버지로서 정확한 일들이 많은 이야기들을 들었으나 이전에는 기억가 같습니다. 그렇지만 제가 해가 약하기 때문에 저희 자녀들이 이 기술을 이용되어 모두 희생한 것입니다. 그래서 그는 이제 세상에 아닙니다. 우크라이나 군대는 70명 군대들로 구성됐고 강한 위력을 가지고 있습니다. 반면 러시아 군대는 너무나 많은 군인들을 잃었고 저희와 같은 병사들을 공격선에 내세우고 있는 상태입니다. 최근으로 산자들처럼 쌓여있는 러시아 인사들의 시체들과 복권 파괴된 땅과 상하차도 보았습니다. 홀치는 이 전쟁에서 피할 겁니다.
A Russian soldier who is being hunted for killing 11 of his comrades is reportedly a habitual drunkard, thief, and wife-beater who was recruited from a prison colony. It's likely that the massacre was the outcome of a drunken quarrel between the men. Maxim Fedorchenko is reported to have called his wife, Svetlana Golovtsova, after carrying out the massacre during the night of 26 October and confessed to the killings. He is said to have thrown a grenade and opened fire on the men, who all died on the spot. He had also called the previous day and told his wife that he had given money to his fellow soldier and fellow countryman with the call sign Stary so that he could go to the store for some booze. Golovtsova had the impression that the servicemen, including her husband, drank heavily and every day. Fedorchenko ended the conversation by promising to call back. Exactly on the evening of 25th October, he was last online on social networks. According to Svetlana, her husband is prone to drinking. Maxim Fedorchenko has been known in his native village in Primorsky Krai since an early age as a drinker and thief, who was even caught stealing food. The last time he ended up behind bars was when he returned from work in a drunken stupor. Both he and Svetlana worked at a sawmill and attacked his wife. As it turned out, the reason for the aggression was that he was unreasonably jealous of the woman's neighbor and attacked her. Maxim Fedorchenko poured boiling water on Svetlana and stabbed her 4 times, for which he was sentenced to 4 years and 6 months. From the prison colony, where the victim continued to send parcels to her unfortunate husband, he enlisted in the war and ended up in the Storm V assault company. This would not be the first time, though it's perhaps the most lethal instance of drink or drugs leading to violence. Alcohol and drug abuse is reportedly rife among Russian forces, with hard drugs readily available from a network of dealers. In the Kurakhov sector, Ukrainian Dragon's Teeth stopped Russian armored vehicles for a while. A line of anti-tank bulwarks has been installed on the way to the Ukrainian town of Kurakhov in the Donetsk region. Recently, a Russian armored convoy tried to break through this line of fortifications, but Ukrainian paratroopers of the 46th Separate Airmobile Brigade stopped it. The Russians were trying to bypass the road through a field from occupied Maximilianivka towards Karakov. However, in the field, a line of anti-tank bulwarks was waiting for the invader assault armored group. Under artillery fire, one tank reached the dragon's teeth and was forced to slow down and start shooting at the bulwarks with its cannon. At this time, Ukrainian FPV strike drones began to attack the Russian tank. Engineered barriers work effectively only in conjunction with fire damage to enemy vehicles trying to break through them. If the fortifications do not have military personnel behind them to inflict damage on the enemy, the dragon's teeth will be ineffective. Due to their size, anti-tank berms also make passages difficult to clear. That is why they are often combined with minefields and wire barriers. For effective defense, anti-tank bulwarks usually need to be partially buried in the ground. However, in the Russian-Ukrainian war, they are usually simply placed on the ground. In September, in the Kursk region, the Ukrainian Territorial Defense repulsed a mechanized offensive by the invaders using the captured Russian defense line. An MTU-72 bridge layer, a motorcycle, a Buhanka van, a truck, and a field ammunition depot were struck by FPV drones from the 3rd Assault Brigade. Drones have proven highly cost-effective on the battlefield. These relatively cheap devices can take out expensive enemy equipment like tanks and artillery, often at a fraction of the cost. With precision targeting, drones offer a low-cost solution that delivers a significant impact against high-value assets, shifting the dynamics of modern warfare. Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov called Zelensky's peace formula stupid and referred to the victory plan as no less schizophrenic.
Shut in his eyes, he continues to push through a dead end, I would even say, a foolish peace formula of Zelensky's, which calls for Russia's surrender. And just a couple of weeks ago, this gentleman released no less a schizophrenic victory plan. Of course, neither the formula, the plan, nor the fantasy about a Ukraine under Kiev's control, joining NATO or the European Union, brings peace to Europe. Stability in this part of the Eurasian continent will only be achieved through providing long-term, reliable guarantees.
Destruction of a BUK air defense system by TIVAZ artillery crew. We can see in the footage that this attack is guided by a drone, which is crucial for achieving a precise artillery strike. President Zelensky announced during an interview with South Korean TV channel KBS that Ukraine will soon formally request military aid from South Korea. The request will include air defense systems, artillery, and other weapons essential for defense. The European Commission is considering allowing Euroclear to tap frozen Russian assets to help shield the G7's 45 billion euros loan to Ukraine against potential retaliation by Moscow. EU officials are weighing the move as a last resort solution to compensate Euroclear, the Belgium-based bank holding these assets, for losses incurred in Russia due to its compliance with Western sanctions, according to 3 officials familiar with the matter who spoke to Politico. Proponents argue the measure would fortify a multilateral scheme, finalized last week, that allocates windfall profits generated from around 200 billion euros in frozen Russian assets to repay the G7's long-negotiated loan to Ukraine. Euroclear is currently embroiled in litigation with multiple sanctioned parties, who are using Russia's highly politicized courts to contest their assets being withheld and seeking compensation. While Russian courts have little power to force the handover of euro or dollar assets held in Belgium to those with successful claims, they do have the power to take retaliatory action against Euroclear balances held in Russian financial institutions. These belong mainly to Western financial institutions and businesses, who would then be eligible to raise their own compensatory claims against Euroclear.
Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe. Also, if you want to support Warthog Defense, please become our member and get early access to new videos, exclusive members-only videos, and become administrator in comment section. The membership link is in the description.
Rescues every day. We had a guy last week, it's 6 rescues in 6 days. You know, he's doing the job every day.